What happens when love fades, but the money never stops flowing? Brittany Renner is now demanding a jaw-dropping 5-figure child support increase from NBA star PJ Washington, claiming their son deserves to live the same luxury lifestyle his father flaunts online. But just as this battle heats up, PJ's wife seemed to fire back in her own way, leaving fans shocked and divided. Before this latest demand, Brittany Renner and PJ Washington's story had already been messy enough to make headlines. The two began dating in the late 2010s, quickly stepping into the spotlight as a flashy couple. Their relationship was fast-moving, and in May 2021, they welcomed a son together, Paul Jermaine Washington III. But the romance didn't last. Within months of their child's birth, the couple split, and that's when the legal battles began. At first, Brittany was awarded $5,500 a month in child support after filing in North Carolina, along with a lump sum of around $130,000 to cover past due payments and legal fees. PJ complied with the arrangement, and for a while it seemed the matter was settled. But Renner's move to Los Angeles changed everything. By filing for child support in California, a state known for awarding much larger sums in high-profile cases, she positioned herself to demand far more money than she ever could back East. And that decision set the stage for the explosive request she's making now. Brittany Renner isn't asking for a small adjustment, she's asking for a lifestyle upgrade. In her California filing, she claims the $5,500 she's been receiving doesn't even scratch the surface of what it takes to raise their son when his father is living in the lap of luxury. Her demand? At least $35,000 every single month. According to her, the math makes sense. PJ Washington recently signed a massive NBA contract worth nearly $90 million over 4 years. And with that level of income, Renner argues their child should experience the same standard of living as his dad. She's painted a picture of her reality compared to his. While she rents a modest apartment and shops at Target, PJ is seen buying designer brands, splurging on jewelry, and enjoying the perks of being an NBA star. And Renner isn't stopping at just monthly support. Reports claim she's also requesting an additional $50,000 to cover her legal fees. To her, this isn't about luxury, it's about fairness. But critics are quick to point out that the timing and the size of the request make it look like something else entirely. But Renner's filing is only one side of the story, and PJ's camp has been a lot quieter. While Brittany Renner's filing has been loud and detailed, PJ Washington himself has stayed mostly silent. Publicly, he hasn't fired back with any strong statements about the increase. What we do know is that he has consistently kept up with the original $5,500 monthly payments, showing the court that he's meeting his obligations. Still, his silence doesn't mean he's unprepared. Behind the scenes, it's likely his legal team is getting ready to challenge Renner's push for a 5-figure increase. In cases like these, attorneys often argue that child support should reflect the child's actual needs, not simply mirror a parent's lavish spending habits. And considering PJ is now married with new financial responsibilities and another family to provide for, his side could make the case that Renner's demands go far beyond what's necessary. What makes this more complicated is how public perception plays into it. To fans, PJ looks like the high-earning NBA star who could easily write the check. But in the courtroom, it's not always that simple. Income, custody arrangements, and proof of expenses all get put under a microscope. And this time, it's not just PJ under scrutiny. His wife seems to have entered the conversation in her own way, while PJ Washington himself has kept his lips sealed. His wife, Alisah Washington, has let her actions do the talking, and fans didn't miss a beat. Right after Brittany Renner's demand for a 5-figure increase hit the blogs, Alisah seemed to fire back with a string of posts that many took as subtle jabs. On Instagram, she shared clips of herself out shopping, flashing a brand new Louis Vuitton purse, sipping Starbucks, and casually enjoying a workout. To some, it looked like she was living the very lifestyle Brittany was fighting to secure for her child. Even her captions raised eyebrows, like one line that read, "A good day to go shopping," posted the same week Renner's court filing made headlines. Add in the laughing emoji she dropped under related post, and the message felt crystal clear to fans. She wasn't worried. Of course, Alisah never mentioned Brittany by name, but the timing of her content made it hard not to connect the dots. Supporters of Renner saw it as petty, while others thought Alisah was simply flexing the perks of being the NBA star's wife. Either way, her posts only fueled the drama, turning what was already a legal battle into a social media spectacle. But online reactions are one thing, the courtroom is another. And that's where this fight is heading next. With all eyes on the courtroom, the next big moment in this saga will come when a judge decides whether Brittany Renner's request holds weight. Reports suggest the hearing could happen as early as November, and that's when both sides will finally lay out their full cases. The judge will have to balance Renner's claim that her son deserves a share of PJ, Washington's luxury lifestyle, against the argument that child support should be about necessity, not excess. The stakes are high. If the court sides with Renner, the monthly payments could jump more than sixfold, setting a precedent for other celebrity custody battles. If the judge rules against her, it could reinforce the idea that child support has limits, even when one parent is a multimillionaire. And there's always the chance of a compromise where PJ ends up paying more than he currently does, but far less than the $35,000 Renner is demanding. Beyond the courtroom, the public drama isn't going anywhere. Renner has built a reputation for speaking openly about her struggles and frustrations, and fans will be watching closely to see if she addresses the outcome directly. On the other side, Alisah Washington has already made her stance clear through her posts, and many expect her to double down if the court rules in PJ's favor. In the end, this case isn't just about numbers on a legal document. It's about power, perception, and how the court defines what a child truly needs when their parents live worlds apart. And whatever decision comes down, you can bet this story will spark even more debate. At the heart of this story is more than just a legal battle. It's a tug-of-war over what it really means to provide for a child. Brittany Renner is pushing for a 5-figure increase, convinced that their son deserves to share in PJ Washington's wealth. PJ has kept quiet, but his consistent payments and new responsibilities as a husband complicate the picture. Meanwhile, Alisah Washington has made her presence felt, turning social media into her own battlefield. When the judge makes the final call, the outcome won't just affect this family, it could set the tone for future celebrity child support cases. Should a child's lifestyle always match the parent with the deeper pockets, or should support be grounded in basic needs? It's a question that splits fans, lawyers, and even families down the middle. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Is Brittany Renner justified in demanding more? Or is this an overreach that goes beyond what child support was meant for? One thing is certain, this isn't the last we'll hear from either side.